Hello guys, and welcome to Supreme Ruler 2030. In today's episode, I have taken Texas and turned it into a colony of the United States to show you how colonies are different compared to Supreme Ruler Ultimate. First thing to note is that these changes are not actually new. They were in Galactic Ruler, as since every planet that wasn't your home planet was its own colony, they really needed to change how they worked in order to make running a spacefaring empire work. If you don't already know, this video is one of many in a playlist where I cover Supreme Ruler 2030 and everything about it leading up to its release, news, release dates, features, you name it. If you're interested in that playlist or seeing more content like this, check the playlist in the description below the video or in the cards in the top right. So, as for Texas, as we can see, it's now its own functional thing, and big carryover from Galactic Ruler here, I can now swap who I'm playing as, the United States or Texas. The colonies will still automate themselves, there is really nothing to worry about in that regard, and if I am playing Texas, I will still be able to see pop-ups from America even while I'm in this screen, so I can keep an eye on what's happening on the homeland while managing the colonies. And so now that's a huge change from Supreme Ruler Ultimate right there already. The fact that I can manually manage my colonies and everything within them. If we look at our diplomacy with Texas, we will see that we start out with a lot of free stuff just by releasing them. I can trade with them as per usual, and I can even initiate the trade, probably, yeah, from the side of Texas, which is absolutely hilarious. I can check all the facilities that Texas owns, as well as build more, so if I wanted Texas to, for whatever reason, have more coal plants, I could do it myself, and if I think they have too many coal plants, I can scrap them. You could have always made new things in your colonies in Supreme Ruler Ultimate, but scrapping things that they didn't need, you couldn't really do. I can even go ahead and basically make the whole colony run on manual if I want. Thanks to our handy dandy pop-up here, we can pretty much manage all of our priorities that we have for Texas. I can give it a focus, which basically auto-assigns a bunch of priorities, or I could go into it and just specifically tell the minister things like, you have no power here, turn off automation. I can directly decide and affect their tax rates and social spendings, meaning I can micro the hell out of colonies if I want to now, and have full control of them, as if they were a second nation that I was playing. This even goes as far as directly diplomatically negotiating with other countries as a colony, which isn't really something that you were able to do in Supreme Ruler Ultimate, so that's a big step up. With the changes they made to colonies in Galactic Ruler and all the new features that have come over from Galactic Ruler, this also adds a, I believe, pretty well-desired feature known as territory trading. However, instead of trading territory directly, what we have carried over from Galactic Ruler is the ability to trade colonies. So if I'm the United States, I go to Mexico, maybe this is a player, maybe this isn't, I can trade them Texas and ask for payments. How much they are willing to give, I don't really know. I mean, as we see, I put in some money here and they are actually willing to negotiate. And I did get to speak with Chris from BattleGoat in a call, which you might have seen in my video, I believe a few weeks ago now. He told me that in these trades, the AI actually does weigh all the constructed facilities and population and whatnot that are in the territory of the colony that you are trying to trade, whether you are purchasing it or selling it to come to a fair trade. I'm really interested to see that because trading with AI is something that most games never let you do because the balancing can just almost never be done right. This expansion to the colony feature means that it's not just easier to control the colonies, but to get more out of them and to have entire new play styles based around them. You can actually create your own British Empire going around colonizing nations around the world and exploiting them in very now efficient ways compared to SRU. You can trade your colonies with other maybe colonial powers such as players. This means players are now going to have way more reason to actually colonize things that they take over, or even things that they already start out owning, than they ever did in Supreme Ruler Ultimate. And since we know that you can make a colony out of any loyalty in the game, then the Shattered World map looks like it's going to essentially be the list of colonies you can make. So this has a positive and a negative. The positive is that you can have way more colonies, control them way more accurately and efficiently, and even trade territories to a much more precise dealing, such as Wales, for example. You could trade Wales by itself. However, this means you also can't have the same size of colonies from SRU. I can't just make England a colony because now it's 4 loyalties instead of 1, and the game doesn't allow you to piece colonies together, unfortunately. In Galactic Ruler, colonies also had the ability to rebel from their owners. And from what I heard from Chris in our call, this is also going to extend over to Supreme Ruler 2030, meaning if someone has a colonial empire, you will actually be able to go in and try to interact with each colony directly to try to convince them to rebel by messing with their loyalties, discourage independence, things like that. And you can try to actually fracture someone's colonial empire in the same way that the new loyalty system will allow you to try to fracture their own territory. This means that Supreme Ruler has just gained an entire new dimension to warfare and espionage and intrigue. Now, if a nation is way bigger than you, you don't necessarily have to be able to beat them in a one-on-one fight. You simply have to focus on trying to subtly make them fall apart from the inside. I think there's something here for everybody. Whether you prefer simply managing things, you now have more things in the game to manage. Or if you wish that the game had more ways to wage war and break countries apart and hurt your opponents, you now have them. If you simply wanted colonies to be better than they were before, well, they are now. If you wanted to be able to trade territory from one nation to another, you now can. I hope you enjoyed this dive into Supreme Ruler 2030's colony system. Let me know what you think about the changes that have been made and how you feel this will affect the way you play the game. Remember to check out those playlists if you want to see any more content like this, and if you have any ideas for what you want me to show off in Supreme Ruler 2030's beta playtest here, I definitely need all the ideas I can get, so make sure to leave a comment with those as well. But for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.